Let's go! I pull up to the weekend meetup looking like a cross between a medieval knight and a guy who lost a fight with a lawnmower. My neighbors look at me like I am domesticating wild hornets. They watch me roll out of the garage, balanced on a spinning plastic disc that weighs 100 pounds. They think I am testing NASA equipment. I am just trying to catch up with a pack of grown adults who treat asphalt like a personal roller rink. Every single Saturday morning starts the exact same way in my house. I wake up, I smell coffee, I check my phone, and panic sets in. The group chat is blowing up. People are already at the meeting spot, talking trash about who is leading the route. I look over at my primary machine plugged into the wall and the percentage is sitting at 42%. That is not enough juice to get to the end of the block, let alone 20 miles into the mountains. Now I am standing in my hallway staring at a blinking green light moving slower than a snail on tranquilizers. The issue is that fast charging sounds great until your house wiring starts screaming at you and smelling like roasted almonds. You cannot rush electricity without turning your garage into a fireworks factory. The fix is simple because you just walk over to the second machine sitting right next to it, fully topped off at 100% and ready for violence. People ask me why my garage looks like an expensive warehouse for circus props. They want to know why one human being needs multiple heavy electric unicycles sitting around gathering dust. They think I am collecting trophies or trying to impress strangers on the internet. The truth is that I am just a guy who hates being left behind while everyone else is out making memories. I have missed too many golden hour cruises because my single battery was taking a nap. I spent years sitting on my front porch watching taillights fade into the distance while my charger ticked like a tiny bomb. That feeling sinks right into your chest. It is the absolute worst kind of loneliness. You feel like the kid who got picked last for kickball, except the kickball costs $3,000 and weighs 100 pounds. My journey into owning a stable of these beasts started with one lonely machine and a lot of heartbreak. I had to learn the hard way that battery degradation does not care about your social life. When summer hits and the weekend rides get longer, your single machine simply gives up halfway through the itinerary. You end up calling a roadside transport service and trying to convince a confused driver to let you put a massive spinning wheel covered in mud into his back seat. The driver looks at you like you brought an alien inside his sedan. The trouble is that standard range claims from manufacturers are complete fairy tales told by people who weigh 90 pounds and ride downhill with a tailwind. Once you put actual gear on and factor in real-world wind resistance, that range drops faster than my bank account on a Friday night. The answer is having a backup animal waiting in the stable. You rotate them like professional athletes. When one machine is resting its legs and recovering from a brutal climb, the fresh one steps up to the plate. That is how you stay in the rotation without ever missing a beat. Which brings up a question that keeps me awake at night. What happens when both machines decide to malfunction at the exact same moment on a Tuesday afternoon 5 miles away from home in the middle of a rainstorm? Every rider on the internet loves to talk about torque and top speeds like we are all training for a championship. They sit behind keyboards arguing about internal components until their fingers bleed. They write paragraphs about waterproofing like they plan on taking their ride to the bottom of the ocean. Meanwhile, nobody wants to admit the real tragedy of this hobby. The tragedy is getting your boots muddy and realizing your suspension core is making a sound like a wet cardboard box. You are standing in the middle of a trail, sweating through your armor, trying to tighten a loose axle bolt with a tool that feels like it was made out of recycled soda cans. The issue is that trailside repairs always happen in the worst possible lighting conditions while bugs are flying straight into your eyeballs. You drop a tiny washer into the tall grass and you know right then that your soul has left your body. You are searching through dirt with your phone flashlight like a raccoon looking for discarded French fries. The fix is keeping a dedicated roadside rescue kit stuffed into your backpack so you never have to walk a 100-pound machine back home in bicycle shoes with carbon fiber soles. Those shoes are designed for standing on pedals, not for hiking 5 miles of gravel uphill. Your feet feel like they are being crushed by medieval torture devices. By the time you get back to your driveway, your dignity is gone and your ankles are filing for divorce. People online act like falling off one of these things is a badge of honor. They post slow-motion videos of themselves eating pavement and call it progression. They bounce off the concrete and pop right back up like cartoon characters. I watch those clips and my insurance premium goes up just by association. The problem is that protective gear gets disgusting after 3 months of aggressive summer riding. You sweat into your impact shorts and knee guards until they develop their own independent ecosystem. You take your gear off after a long ride and the smell could knock out a stray dog. Leaving that funk inside your closet is a biohazard offense. The solution is taking that armor into the bathroom and giving it a vinegar bath that strips away 3 weeks of pure regret. You let it soak in the tub until the water turns the color of weak tea. Then you hang it outside in the sun and let nature do the heavy lifting. If you do not clean your gear, you start smelling like a locker room at a third-tier wrestling academy and nobody wants to ride behind you anyway. Wind blows your own exhaust right back into your face. The other universal struggle is the charging anxiety that haunts every single group ride organizer. You pull up to a restaurant patio for lunch and immediately start scanning the dining room for electrical outlets like a person looking for water in a desert. You approach the manager with the most polite voice you can muster, asking if you can plug in a heavy-duty power brick that draws enough electricity to dim the lights in the kitchen. The manager looks at you sideways and starts talking about building codes and fire hazards. The issue is that businesses do not want random strangers turning their dining rooms into a charging station for futuristic lawnmowers. They think you are going to fry their toaster oven and blow up the cash register. The fix is having enough battery capacity built into your fleet before you even leave the driveway so you never have to beg a local barista for juice. You roll past the coffee shop knowing you have 80% in reserve. You look at the riders who are frantically unplugging their cables with 5% left in the tank and you just smile. That feeling of absolute freedom is worth every penny of credit card debt. Then you hit a rock the size of a fist hidden under some autumn leaves. Your entire machine shudders like it just drove into a brick wall while it weighs 100 pounds of pure stubborn metal. You do a little dance in midair that definitely does not look cool to anyone watching. You land on both feet while your machine goes tumbling down the asphalt like an empty soda can. You walk over to inspect the damage and you see a flat tire staring right back at you. Changing a tire on one of these machines is an absolute nightmare that tests the limits of human patience. You spend 4 hours in your garage covered in black tire sealant and grease that refuses to come off your skin for a week. You are wrestling with a piece of rubber that fights you back like an angry animal defending its territory. Your hands are bleeding and you are questioning every life choice that led you to this exact garage floor. You look at your spouse and promise that you are selling the whole operation on the internet tomorrow morning. Then the next morning rolls around and the sun is shining through the window. The group chat starts buzzing again with people talking about hitting the twisties. All that anger completely vanishes because you remember how it feels to lean into a turn and feel like you are defying gravity. That is why having a second machine saves your sanity when things go sideways. When one is out of commission with a flat tire or a broken valve stem, you do not have to sit on the couch sulking like a child. You just walk over to the backup beast, press the power button, and hear that glorious chime ring out across the room. It tells you that adventure is still waiting outside your front door if you are brave enough to grab it. People talk about hobbies like golf or fishing where you stand around waiting for something interesting to happen. This hobby does not wait for anything because it moves too fast. It demands your complete attention and your entire soul every single time you step on the pedals. When you are riding down an open road with the wind hitting your face, you forget about every bill and every stressor weighing you down. You are just pure energy moving through space with no safety net. That connection to the machine and the open road is something words cannot fully capture no matter how hard you try. It is freedom in its purest and most intense form. So you make sure your garage is stacked because you never want to miss a single second of the magic. Because at the end of the day, this hobby is not about the technology or the speed or the flashing lights on the side of the shell. It is about the people you meet along the way. It is about looking over at the person riding next to you at 40 miles per hour and realizing you are both equally insane. You are sharing a moment of pure unfiltered joy that you cannot get sitting on a couch watching television. You are flying inches above the earth on a spinning cylinder of fury and you wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So yeah, buy the second machine. Build the stable. Fill the garage. Because life is way too short to spend your Saturday morning staring at a blinking red light waiting for permission to go have fun. What is the longest distance you ever had to push a dead machine back home before your legs gave out completely? Thanks for watching.